It is all the time. It is every single day. It is every single week. Man shot with crossbow a few days ago. Woman raped on beach by migrants to the point where she killed herself. Man beheaded, almost, in Belfast with his eyes gouged out. Henry Nowak killed by a Sikh Indian down in Southampton. Huntington train stabbing with 11 stabbed. Wayne Broadhurst killed in broad daylight. Axel Rudabakana stabs 3 poor little British girls. How many more can you take? How many more people have to be traumatized by this? I sat and I listened to Sammy Woodhouse talk at Reason. I sat and I listened to her talk about her experience, talk about the rape gangs, talk about the rape inquiry in which they dug up all this evidence and these witness statements and these victim statements regarding these gangs. And when I tell you how utterly heartbroken and disgusted I was, I cannot even put it into words. When I tell you how quiet that room went with Europeans from all over the continent, when I tell you how infuriated everybody was at the experience in which Sammy had gone through, and when I tell you the fact that the establishment, the police force, tried to cover it up, the corruption that is bone deep in our system, which tried to cover it up, when I tell you how disgusted we all were, I cannot even put it into words. And I guarantee you would be the same. And that is the reality of thousands of people in this country. That is the experience and the trauma of thousands of people in this country. And I don't want to hear one more person tell me it's about legality. I don't want to hear one more person tell me it's just the boat people. This man, last night, the Belfast migrant, this man had a legal right to be here. The government granted him that. The government gave him a visa. Vikram Digwa had a legal right to be here. The government gave him a passport because his parents were granted citizenship here. Axel Rudabakana had a legal right to be here. His parents were, again, granted citizenship here, and the government gave him a passport when he was born. The Huntington train stabbing man was a legal migrant. He was a naturalized British citizen. He had a right to be here. The rape gangs were led by legalized Sikhs and Muslims, Pakistanis predominantly, who all had a legal right to be here. This is not about legality. And nobody will tell you this, and the government especially won't tell you this. This is about race. This is a racial war. This is tribal warfare. They hate you. They want you dead. There is no excuses for this. They hate white people. They make it very clear every time they attack you, every time they target us, every time they go out of their way to punish us for being white. Every rape gang, every attack on our people, every targeted killing, every Lee Rigby, every Henry Nowak is killed because they are white. Because these people fundamentally will never respect you. It is not a problem about religion. It is not a problem about legality. It is not a problem about assimilation. It is a problem about race. They do this time and time again. They do this throughout the entire Western world. This is not an accident. This is not a one-off. They did it with Ayana in America, the Ukrainian refugee. She was killed by an African man who quoted, "I killed that white bitch." The other African man that acted in self-defense and stabbed to death a poor white college student in America, he was killed because he was white. They kill all of us. They target all of us. They rape all of us because we are white. And the government can deny that. And I'll tell you why the government denies that. Because the government targets you as well, because you are white. Every piece of policy, every system, every legal route, every court, every human right are designed to harm white people. The Equality Act 2010 specifically was designed to affect white people the most. The way in which our judicial system works specifically harms white people the most. The way in which our prison systems work specifically harms white people the most. The way in which the migration system works specifically harms white people worse. It harms you economically, it harms your living standards, it harms your opportunities, it harms your safety, it harms your ability to have a family, it harms everything. The stats don't lie. The fact that for every one British person employed, 27 foreigners get employed, that is not an accident. The fact that it's white people that are now suffering the most in education, the fact that it is white people being driven out of the major cities, the fact that it is white people that are disproportionately represented with attacks by foreigners onto them, the fact that it is white people that suffer the most with DEI policy, the fact that it's white people that suffer the most with hate crime policies, the fact that it's white people that are not allowed an identity, the fact that it's white people that have to suffer being screamed white privilege at them whilst they are murdered, slaughtered in their thousands, raped in their thousands. They hate you because you are white. They will always hate you because you are white. That is it. It is a system built against us. It is a system built to torture us. It is a form of revenge from the world wars. It was built by foreigners to benefit foreigners. And when I'm told it's just socioeconomic factors, when I'm told it's just cultural factors, it's just religious factors, yet I look at all these people. It doesn't matter if they're Sikh, it doesn't matter if they're rich, it doesn't matter if they're poor, it doesn't matter if they're Muslim, it doesn't matter if they're Christian. What matters is that they're not white. And you are. And because you are, they lash out at you. Look at what happened with Vikram Digwa on the phone. We've all heard the phone. And what did they scream? Some white boy just attacked us. That's what it was. Instantly, he's being racist. It's a white boy that just attacked us. That's what it is. That's what they go for. If you read the manifesto work of people like Axel Rudabakana, or you look at the killers of Lee Rigby, they always say it's a form of revenge. They always spout it's a form of revenge. Revenge against what? These people have been granted the ability to be in our countries. If anything, they should be showing us gratitude. They should be showing us the utmost respect that we allow them to be here. The fact they are not driven out of this country is absolutely diabolical. The fact that we don't stand up and drag these people out of this country, and the system doesn't drag these people out of the country when continuously they just show us how much they hate us, is diabolical. This motive, this passion of hatred for us is nothing but pure evil. And it's written. This is not accidental. I said this before and I'll say it again. This is not a miscarriage of justice. This is a pure, cold, evil plan to rape, replace, and murder white people. Every foreign war that we've been involved in, every war that we've fought for Israel, every war that we've fought for foreign groups like the Jews, every single war, it was the white man that suffered. World War II, it was the white man that suffered. The Ukrainian war, it's the white man that's suffering. The war in the Middle East, who's suffering from the refugee crisis? It's the white man. It's always the white man that suffers. And they know this. Why do you think the Kalergi Plan exists? Why do you think replacement migration by the UN is a written down document? Because they know damn well that replacement is their goal. They know damn well that the extinction of white people is their goal. That is the reality of the situation we find ourselves in. That is the reality of our future.